Welcome to Beats and Boots, the podcast where stories from music and subcultures around the world come together. Here, we want to explore the journey of skinheads and skin girls, road boys and road girls, punks, and everyone part of our subcultures. On each episode, we will dive deep into personal stories, how our guests discovered these scenes, faced challenges, found joy, unity, and identity through music. Join us on Beats and Boots, music and subculture stories. Welcome to Beats and Boots, music and subculture stories. Today's guest is someone who has become a true pillar on the underground punk and oi scene. From helping out on marriage tables to eventually build his own label, he has dedicated himself to supporting bands, preserving and spreading the subculture. He is the founder of Try and Stop Me Records, a label known for pushing raw, hard-hitting oi, punk, and skinhead sounds from both Germany and international acts. Let's welcome Alex. How you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Pretty excited to be on the podcast.
You're so kind. Thank you truly so much for accepting my invitation. I'm really looking forward to share your story.
Okay, thanks.
So let's talk about your introduction to the subculture. Can you think and describe how you first discovered this scene, meaning when, where, how do you get involved?
I think I was like 14 years old, and that was the time when the internet was kind of like a really new thing, and there was kind of like exchange platform of music where you can exchange MP3 files. So I don't know why, but I'm been kind of interested in punks when I see them in public. So I've started to download this music and got into it. Yeah, so I mostly started with like German punk bands. So yeah, and later that it became more interested in like street punk or oi stuff. So yeah, it's almost now it's 25 years ago. Almost.
I see. Now, can you paint a picture how you started frequenting, if that happened at the time, the shows and like more live performances?
You mean when I got to my first show? Or
Yes.
Yeah. There was. That's a good question. I was like 16 years old or 17 years old. And this was a German punk band called Normal, and they played in the famous Leipzig club called Conner Island. So yeah, that was my first show, and I remember that pretty well because I didn't have a car. I wasn't 18 at that time, and so my parents picked me up way before the show ended. So like they picked me up like 12 o'clock and said like, "Hey, let's go home." I was like, "Hey, the show is still going on," and they were like, "No, we're going home." So yeah. That was my first show.
Do you recall the moment that you truly started to identify with the subculture? Like that you feel that feeling like, I think this is the place that I belong. Like this is what I connect with.
Yeah, I think that it hit kind of like right off. I had a good friend in school, and he was living like 30 minutes away from me in a town or like near a town which was pretty famous for like punk music and stuff. So we went there and met people who were there and hang out with them. So they were all very welcoming, and yeah, they were like happy to see new young faces who got into the scene. So like this was kind of like a warm welcome. So yeah, I felt connected from that moment on, like probably first moment. Yeah, it was like there was like no thinking about is this the right place for me or not. So I felt comfortable there. So yeah.
Let's reflect on how, through the years, being involved in this subculture has shaped your identity, right? How has being part of this subculture influenced yourself? Meaning, can you recall when you realize how deeply being part of this subculture have shaped your perspective in life or who you are?
That's a good question. I don't know if that kind of like shaped me. I mean, it did, but I felt like I wouldn't say I've always been this way, but probably I would have go into that direction later in life if I wasn't, or if it wasn't at that moment when I was 14, yeah, or a bit later. So
the lyrics, the subculture, the community that the skinhead and the punk subculture bring, or like we experience when we get into the shows and we start like collaborating with other people, you work with musicians and in the shows, and the lyrics, like there's any aspect of the subculture, if that happened, that influence yourself in any way.
oh yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely. There were, like, I mean, some bands who wrote critical songs about what's going on in the world. You get a different point of view of some like problems, conflicts, whatever. And for me personally, always been connected to like a bit older people in the scene. So yeah, they kind of like gave me advice how I should live my life, or like how I should kind of like act more major, something like that. Like, when you have like kind of like a mentor who tells you what to do and what not to do, maybe stay away from mistakes and do this and that, or don't do this. So yeah, that's definitely kind of shaped me, because I think when you're young, it's always hard to take criticism. But if you look back, you realize that the person who told you this and that, he was right at that moment. You realize later. So yeah, luckily I got that to that point to like think about all the criticism I got when I was younger. I was very furious sometimes, and yeah, sometimes I didn't think about what I was saying. I mean, probably normal when you're young. You're just saying what you're thinking. You're not overthinking something, or like thinking like, should I say this now or not? So yeah, definitely that shaped me into a person who's trying to be what's the word? Who's trying to be fair to everyone. Not to prejudge people, or like to treat somebody bad, something like that. I don't like that. So that got me kind of like into trouble in my first workplace, because I called out all the stuff who was going not the right direction in my eyes. So yeah, that definitely shaped me.
Absolutely, yes. Now, going into that direction of, community and relationships in the subculture, can we talk about the importance of finding others in the scene, right? That community that forms and those interactions that we do. Was there any specific friendship or people that you connected with and have been a big influence on you? How important it is for people in the subculture to find each other and support each other?
Yeah, definitely a couple of people who were good friends or became really good friends over the years. First of all, it's probably Heshti from Contra Records. I know him since I was like 16, 17. So yeah, he was a big influence in my life because I worked for him. Like I helped out at Contra a long time. And I think like 20 years ago, it was the first time I met Mike Longshot. So yeah, we always kind of like stayed in contact somehow. So yeah, he was like kind of like a mentor as well and gave me good advice. I have to say, the area where I'm from, or like I'm from the former part of GDR, so it's probably kind of like typical for socialist countries, or where socialism was the way the country was run. People like always supported each other, like in some ways. Like I know I have a friend done sports with, and he moved here. He's originally from Italy. He moved here, and the village where he lived, all the neighbors helped him to build his house for free. I mean, they just done it because hey, that's our new neighbor. We help them. So yeah, kind of like East Germany is always a bit like helpful or supporting each other. Yeah.
That is amazing. Now, let's move on running Try and Stop Me Records. What was the decision to start? Walk us through the moment when you decided to start a label. What pushed you through that direction?
As I told you, I helped at Contra Records, and at some point I stopped because I was like busy and with other things in life. And it's like always the problem if you do a business, or like not do a business, but if you're friends in a company or in a business, you're always coming to that point where you have like different reviews on how to run or some things. So it was kind of like a decision to stop there because I would have done things another way. So yeah, there was always like a kind of dream back in my head to do my own label one day. And some of you might know Bandrom Records from Germany. They were like a big label and they had like a big mail order. But that guy decided to stop his label, and he like his mail order was very big back in the day, but now it's pretty small. So that was one reason to maybe start a label or mail order as well. And then I think kind of like I told Mike Longshot this dream or idea, and he kind of like pushed me into it because I remember that it was the time when he was when he had to live in Canada, when he was not allowed to go back into the US. So he started LSM vinyl in Canada. So his first release, my first release, and Turn Up the Oil Records' first release was Ultrasect. And he was like, hey, let's do this. It's probably a nice idea to have like 3 labels who put out their first release as a co-release. So he asked me to do that. And I said, yeah, of course, I'm in, count me in, because I know Ultrasec guys and I'm friends with them as well. So it was an easy decision to say yes to that. And now I'm here.
So that was the first release under Try and Stop Me Records?
Yeah.
Intersect? I see. Can you share a story of a band or an album that you take a chance and it turned out to be something incredible, like you didn't expect it?
Yeah, there are a couple of records like um, especially all my like German bands. Like I don't know, the German scene is kind of like weird. It's like a lot of oi sounds like hard rock and stuff. So when I did put out Heads from Dresden and Joe Combat from Munich. So I didn't know what to expect from them, but both bands sold out the records like in a good time. And I even repressed all the Joe Combat records I done. So I done an LP, I repressed that, and I done an EP, and that's also repressed like a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, that was like crazy because it's probably was the first time that I did a release on my own. Before that, I'm always had like co-releases with Mike. So I pressed like 300 records of Heads and Joe Combat. So yeah, that was a big quantity at the time. So yeah, I was like kind of surprised that those records sold so good. Not because the music is not good,
No,
just
absolutely.
mostly because you don't know how the German scene or the European scene is like reacting to those records or like buying those stuff because yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell why a band sells good or not. I think there are good bands out there who are not selling that good for some reason, and I think there are bands out there, from my point of view, that are not that good, but
They're
they
selling a
seem
lot.
to sell good. Yeah.
So I have heard from other people that, having a label is like a roller coaster, right? Have amazing moments and I have moments that are really difficult. Have you ever had a moment running the label where you stop and thought, all this hard work worth it? Um,
Um, mm, Not really, to be honest. Uh, I live in a new place now since 2.5 years, or two years and like a couple of months. Before that, I lived on the second floor, and every time a big pressing came, I was like carrying all the stuff into my flat, and I was like, oh fuck, why do I do this? But uh, beside the physical thing, yeah, sometimes you've been a bit down if a release that doesn't sell that good because you really like it and people don't buy it for some reason. But yeah, there were like no point in my label life that regret the decision I made. Probably also because I do this in my like free time. This is like I have a regular job,
okay.
so I'm not um I don't have to sell anything
Yeah, this is
to
what you
say
do
like
because you like it and you enjoy it.
yeah. So yeah, I don't have the pressure on my back that a certain release has to sell good or yeah. So I'm pretty free in my decisions. That's probably or that's mostly the reasons I only do music and science. I only have like minor records, tapes, and science. So I don't sell shirts or any gimmick stuff. Let the bands do the t-shirts and like collect the
The
money on them.
merch.
Yeah, I do the records. That's it.
I see now. In that direction of reflecting on the joy in what we do and in the scene, what brings you the most joy? Running the label, helping the bands, connecting with people, something else. What gives you joy? Why you continue doing this?
Yeah, I mean it's great to see that the mail order has like a really positive feedback so far. Um, yeah, if I release some stuff or I do a big shop update, like I got a lot of orders and people were like super happy and say like, "Hey, this is awesome that you like imported this record from the United States because shipping is so expensive for one record, and now you have it." And I'm always looking for that. Yeah, this this is like a good feeling, and some or a lot of customers like mail you, send you an email like being thankful for like good packing and stuff. But I also enjoy like the kind of like network you have when you have like problems to reach out to somebody. Like you can always ask around, like, hey, you know this person in or you know this guy in person, or you have his email or something like that, or can you hit him up to like send me an email? I want to buy his record. That's like a good, or that's like joy as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that sense of collaboration and community and the connection.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you think have you stopped and think all the people that you have supported, everything that you have done for the scene, do you reflect on that? Meaning that do you stop and think on all these years that you have been supporting bands and truly helping musicians reach goals and do things that are extremely important for them? Do you reflect on all the good that you have done?
Oh, not really, because I'm just doing it. I don't. Um, let me say it this way. Like I was like super excited when last year when the first Try and Stop Me bands came over. It was Slugger and the Enforcers. I was like, this is a crazy moment. I'm doing this like 5 years now, and um, the first bands that they are coming over playing in Europe, and it's crazy. And even more crazy is that Slugger supported Dropkick Murphys on, I don't know, 20 or 30 plus dates. It was like it was unreal. So yeah, I was never thinking about that I'm helping them. I mean, yeah, I'm helping them, I know, but yeah, I just put out music I like, so yeah.
It's important that you reflect on that the hard work that you put into this is truly impacting people, not only the musicians, being able to share what they do, but the people who are able to get the music because you are like that person in between. So you should feel proud and about what you do.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably it has become something normal, like like eating food. I don't know what to compare it, but yeah, I never thought about that from like this
That's right.
kind of or this point of view. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm helping those bands out, but probably if if I wouldn't do it, some other label maybe would do it.
Maybe yes,
Who
maybe
knows?
no. Those bands that you say like, okay, I'm going to help them. Let's see what happened. And those are the ones that most appreciated. So thank you so much for doing all this.
Yeah,
Now, um, to finish our amazing conversation, and let's reflect on your journey as an adult. Now we all started, teenagers, and life
yeah.
changed, and we continue. Like you said, we have jobs and we have families. What changes or improvement would you like to see in the subculture and everything that we do and we collaborate together moving forward?
Phew. It's hard to say for me because the area where I'm from, there are usually a lot of shows here around. Um, there are like good turnouts, even on a Monday, Tuesday show. So
Have you seen
yeah.
improvements in the last few years? Have you seen changes since you started?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think not when I started the label, but when I started to listen to punk and oi and stuff. I think like especially oi music had like a real down in like let's say 2010, something like that. Maybe there were not a lot of bands around, and maybe the bands were not that good. But I remember like I was going to shows where like not many people turned up, so it kind of like or seems like I was dead at that moment, but now it's kind of like back on the rise. I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, there's an improvement. I must see, and I also see a lot of young people at shows. So like, I mean, this is like a major problem in the subculture scene that young people are interested in other stuff than punk and oi music. So yeah, there are a lot of new faces, and I'm also think that the new faces are starting bands and doing shit as well. You know, they're trying to set up shows and doing fan signs or like doing a label or something like similar thing, like putting out some tapes. Yeah, that's a good improvement, I think, over the last years. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a thing that you hear from most people, like, "Hey, I don't know, I'm 40 years old, and it seems like I'm the youngest at the show." So that's like not good for the scene in general, because at one point we were all like 60 plus, and if like no young people turning up, it's dying. So yeah, this is like I think it's important. It's also important that young people come in, and it's probably important that the older people are kind of like welcoming the young people. I think I had a good welcome into the scene, but I know some people like who came in 10 years before me were like, we had to earn our spot in the scene, or like we had a hard time. Like older people didn't care about us. They were like, who are you? So yeah, I think that's a good improvement.
Absolutely. I'm from Puerto Rico, and when I started, like 99, 2000, the punk scene was very welcoming, but the skinhead subculture was a little like,
Yeah.
harder to get through. um, and now it's when I moved here and I saw how it was, the subculture here, and how welcoming it was with us, that we were new people in the scene. It was something great to see, and a great example.
Yeah, I mean that can like scare people off if you've been like,
Yeah.
treated like shit. You know, if people don't care about you, or being like, who are you? What are you doing here? Like, look at you. I mean, when you're 16 years old, you don't look like
Yeah.
a skinhead out of the photo book from back in the day. You
Yeah.
probably look like shit. You have like uh, big laces and stuff, or like yeah, or you're probably wearing belt and braces. You know, so
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, do you want to finalize, like, announcing? Do you have anything coming new releases for 2026?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of releases uh, in the books. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. Probably I'm getting in trouble with Mike, but yeah, there are like a lot of stuff
Coming
is
up.
actually
Just stay
yeah,
tuned.
it's coming up. There's a new band from San Diego called Trax, Traxx. That is at the pressing plant at the moment. I think there's a new First Attack record. Um, Mike from the Enforcers told me yesterday that they almost finished recording their stuff, so there will be an LP this year as well. Um, as some of you might know, Mendeku Discog from Spain, he just stopped his label, so I took over some of his releases. So there's like a Concrete Elite compilation coming out soon. There's a 7-inch from a band called Oxide. They are from Germany. They do like an oi metal kind of style. It's a bit different, but it's good. Then what's at the plant as well? A band from Canada called Pure Impact. They do like skinhead hardcore. I'm gonna put out an EP of them. Um, there's another project from Mike from the Enforcers called True Breed. Yeah, I'm maybe gonna release that as well. Uh, yeah, Bomber, the band from LA, they are recorded new songs, or they like done. So there will be a new release. What else? I maybe forgot something because it's a lot.
Well, that's good. So people can stay tuned because a lot is coming soon from Try and Stop Me Records.
Yeah, hopefully they buy all the stuff because my wife is like, uh, it's getting, sometimes she's getting angry when I know you see behind me, there are all the Calax stuff. And behind this, there's our entrance, and everything which doesn't fit in here is like somehow in the way of the entrance. And if there's like 2 or 3 releases coming at once, they're like, it's full of
I know.
vinyl boxes, and she's like, oh fuck, I can't even walk here. So yeah, it's always like, uh,
Oh.
okay, I'm gonna sell those soon. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Alex, truly, for joining us today. It was an honor to have this great conversation and being able to share the story of your label. Truly.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. Remember to check out our Spotify playlist to share Alex music recommendations. This was Naya Maji. Until the next episode of Beats and Boots, Music and Subculture Stories.